This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Jeff Gardner.
Welcome to the Good Neighbor Podcast. Today we have another good neighbor on, Masooma, Khokhawala with tailored coverings. Masooma, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm doing very well, Jeff. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. Very happy to have this conversation, go into a bit of a deep dive. The audience doesn't know that we've met a couple times before, so I'm already aware of some of the great stuff that your business is doing, but let's share a little bit of that with them as well. So let's start from the top. Tell us about your business.
So thank you for the introduction, Jeff. I'm Masooma. My business is tailored covering. Tailored covering designs, all kind of custom design window coverings, including drapery, blinds, shades, shutters, and motorized products. We provide full service tailored covering solution from designing to installation. Our business idea is based on in-home design consultation appointment, where our qualified designer or window covering consultant visits the job site or the house of the client and brings all the sample that the client is required or interested to see. At the same time, we get a first-hand understanding of the client space, including lighting, conditions, architectural features, design theme of the house or the space. And then we provide a very tailored solution based on that.
Yeah, so you guys customize it completely. You go right into the home, so you get a really good idea, walk the client through the whole process so they can really get what they want. That's the idea, right?
That's the idea.
Not only high-end products, but also you're a guide to provide recommendations and suggestions to really give them something that they'll love long-term.
Absolutely. That is the idea. Everything is customized based on what exactly their needs are, functional as well as aesthetical.
Beautiful. Love it. So something that I'm always interested in, I find people and their stories so fascinating. One of the reasons why we do this podcast and asking about the why behind it, to find out the journey. What did they go through to get here? I mean, that's what most movies are and most things that we're interested in. We love the journey, not just the result. The result is this great business that you're running. But how did you get into this and why did you get into it?
So by academic background, I'm a business graduate. But I always had an interest in, I always had a creative mind. I used to design custom apparels. And then I also had a keen interest in designing interiors. So that's where everything started. I wanted to pursue my career in interior decorating. I got myself enrolled into interior decorating program at Seneca College, graduated in 2012, got really excited after my graduation, decided to just start into the field. My initial goal was to start a business. And that was my ultimate goal, to start my own business in this industry and in this field. But initially, I wanted to get proper exposure and experience. So I worked at excellent job opportunities. My first opportunity was at Benjamin Moore as a color consultant. And then I also worked for an interior design company as a design associate. Those opportunities provided me excellent exposure into the industry of interior designing, and it also equipped me with the great skill set to start my own business. In 2018, I finally decided to start my own business. I had discovered my passion for or my love for fabrics and colors at a very early stage in my career. And at that time, I knew that whenever I will start my business, it will be something related to this niche. So since that time, I've been designing custom window coverings.
Beautiful. Where do you think that passion came from? You said you really became passionate early in your career with colors and fabrics. We
So,
all are interested in different things.
yeah.
That's very curious to me. Where do you think that came from?
Yeah, it's a very good question. So when I was young, I used to, as I said earlier, I used to make custom apparels. I used to love the art of crocheting and embroidery and playing around with fabrics and colors, even in my childhood time when I used to study in my elementary school and all that. So that was always in me. I always like to, create something decorative using colors and threads and fabrics and all that. And having a creative mind, I used to make beautiful small projects. And that's how it all started, I would say.
Beautiful. I love it. Something that I'm really interested in, one of my favorite questions is,
Hmm.
so many of us
Hmm.
hear something from one person and then we accept it as fact. This happens in the political landscape. This happens in social media. We just hear something and maybe we interpret it incorrectly, or maybe it was given to us
Hmm.
incorrectly. And then we're walking away thinking this is the way it is.
Hmm.
So by diving deeper into some myths and misconceptions about people's industry, we
Hmm.
can empower them with knowledge. So can you share with us some common myths or misconceptions about tailored coverings
Hmm.
specifically, or the industry?
Um, so what I can say is specifically about this custom design window covering industry. Sometimes people kind of make a connection or comparison with custom window coverings to ready-made stuff, which is not fair, and it's totally a different product altogether. But people are smart, right? If you give them a proper explanation, they understand. It's just like, you picking up a sofa, a ready-made sofa from a retail store, versus you customize a sofa where you get a chance to pick your own fabrics, size it for you, colors are specifically picked up. So the value or the price tag on both the products are different, right? So it's not an apple to apple comparison, as I said. But again, provided with a better explanation, people do understand that. And specifically for tailored coverings, we tailored covering is a small business, right? But what I want to tell here is that we have a team of strong professional individuals who work really hard to to for each project individually, right? So sometimes people do think that, hey, certain companies have been there in the market for a very long time, and we do have a tendency of sometimes uh, pursuing those big companies. But what I want to assure the listeners is that being in the industry, although we are a small company, but being in the industry for some time now, we have enough exposure and experience and the skill set to take care of each and every project as good as, or even better sometimes, because we are a small company,
Mhm.
um, at a very, we assure that we will really take care of the project really well.
Yeah, and I love that. And our bread and butter is small and medium businesses. I got nothing against large businesses, but they get too much of the sandbox. So, our mission is to kind of help, small and medium businesses drive our economy more than large businesses. And we want to not only empower them with services and products, but knowledge as well. So there are so many benefits to dealing with a small business. I mean,
Yeah.
one of the things that a small business has to do to become successful is they have to really care for their clients and pour a lot of love into their projects, because they're competing with big businesses. And those big businesses often started as a small business. They had to do the same thing. But as they get bigger, often what happens is the care and the love slowly starts to fizzle away for other things like efficiency. So there are benefits to
Absolutely.
big business, but the small and medium business, if you want it done right for you the first time. You want that real personal connection so you can walk away feeling like you mattered as a client. It's a much higher, I think, much more enriching customer experience. We certainly believe that. And that's why we try to help our small and medium businesses. But I love that you pointed that out to us. Just because they're big doesn't mean it's better. We see that all the time. And
Yeah,
certainly from my experience, you get so much more care from a small and
absolutely.
medium business,
Absolutely. I
especially when,
totally agree to your point, Jeff, here. You're absolutely to the point here that it is, this is what my message is, that it is the attention, the personalized attention that we provide, the care and precision to work that we provide. And you put it correctly, 100%.
beautiful. I love it. Okay. Outside of business, Masooma,
Hmm.
I love these questions too. What do you do? I mean, I love business, but it's not the only thing I do for fun, and stress comes with business. So my version of fun is, getting out hiking, riding the bike. There's no stress there. It's just playful and it's a great experience. So what do you do outside of business for fun, Masooma?
Outside the business, what I love to do is spend time with my family. I'm a very family oriented person. I love to cook for my family. We all in our family loves to travel. We travel quite a lot.
Mhm.
We have traveled to many places. We are very much of an outdoor people. Like, you talk about hiking, biking, um, camping. So we do all these activities, as you said. And again, all these activities gives us a chance to spend good quality time with the family.
Yeah, I
So
love
that's
it.
my family time is my fun time.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Well, you are a family person. That's a great quality for being a business owner as well. I've found. Give me a recommendation. One of the pleasures of being on this show is I get to hear from so many different walks of life, and I have a list of places
Mhm.
that apparently I need to travel from guests
Mhm.
just like yourself. So, what's a favorite
Mhm.
place for you?
I've traveled many places. My most favorite place, if you ask me, is Amsterdam. I just love that
Wow.
city. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Any particular reason? I mean, I've heard great things about it. I haven't been there, but what draws you to it?
You know what? I love canals, right?
Mhm.
Um, there's so much architecture and nature at the same time. There's so much history there, right? Um, I just like the feel and vibe of the city. I've been to the city multiple times, and every time I go there, I just fall in love with the city every time.
Okay. Amsterdam's on the
Yeah.
list.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
You're
Um,
gonna love it. Yeah.
so one of the things that I was going to say pride myself on, I don't think that's the right word. One of my I've been very lucky to have some great mentors in my life, and almost all of them, certainly the main few, have talked about how powerful it is to lean into doing difficult things.
Hmm.
We grow through difficult things. We don't often grow in a space of comfort. So
Hmm.
we talk about doing hard things on the show. We're all entrepreneurs that come on the show. As soon as you have the title of being an entrepreneur, we know that journey is not easy. So we like talking about the hardships, not just all the things that went right. It's great to celebrate the wins. I think those are very important, but I don't think we celebrate the trials and tribulations as much as maybe we should, and how empowering it can be to talk about, yeah, listen, last week sucked for these reasons, but I'm still here. And maybe what did I learn from it? So we're trying to help people dig a little bit deeper into the challenges of this life we've chosen. So if you're comfortable with it, what hardships or trials and tribulations, challenges have you been through in business or in life that you're comfortable with sharing that maybe sucked in the moment, didn't quite feel well, but when you look back in hindsight from now, you wouldn't remove that experience because it helped you become who you are now? Anything come to mind?
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. I mean, as you just mentioned, we all have challenges and had challenges, and we are going through with it almost every day of life, right? The phase of challenges changes, but it's always there, right? That makes a life very interesting at the same time. My main challenge, if I look back when I started my life or career, was my comfort zone. And I experienced it multiple times during my entire journey here. The first time when I wanted to pursue my career or uh, higher education in interior design, my kids were young at that time. I had a young family. My son was 6 years. My daughter was about to born, right? And then I was always thinking, okay, my right time will come once my daughter will grow up. Probably at that time I'll start my studies. But then when she turned 1, I realized there is no perfect timing. It has to be today or it will never be, right? So I just jumped into that idea. I said, you know what? I just got myself enrolled into the program. It was tough. As I said, my kids were young. I had to take care of them. My husband's job required a lot of traveling. He used to be away for 2 weeks sometimes, right? So taking care of kids was all my responsibility. I used to take evening classes. I would wait my husband to come home so that I can go and attend my college. I would stay up late night, up till sometime 4 o'clock in the morning to work on my projects and assignment. But guess what? By the end of it, I was so proud of myself that I was able to get myself out of that mindset. And then after that, when I did my graduation, I started my career, right? And then my ultimate goal was to start my business. But then what happens? You start getting good job opportunities. You're happy, right? There's no more urgency. And then you became complacent, right? You forget your ultimate goal or your dream, and that your dream gets sidelined. And then at that time it becomes difficult to pull yourself out of that comfort zone and remind yourself that, hey, what was your purpose? And I'm glad that it was tough for me at that time, but then I'm glad I was able to pull myself out of that phase, and I pushed myself to start my own business, and I did it. And the reason was I was able to find a purpose for that. Anything, if you want to do in life, you have to have a purpose for that, right? Sometimes it is money, sometimes it's some kind of a passion, right? For me it is self-fulfillment. And I'm so much more confident and stronger as a business owner.
I think you just nailed it. I love these conversations for that reason. I mean, a couple of takeaways for me was if you're going to do it, now is the time. There's no perfect time. It's not going to happen in 6 months or a year or 18 months. If you want to do it that bad, you do it. And hearing you take care of your kids and go to school at night and work through the nights, I don't have kids, but I've certainly had long nights trying to build the life that I wanted for myself. So I resonate with that as well. Those are hard days. And sometimes you just don't know, is all this effort and sacrifice going to be worth it? Certainly seems like it is talking to you right now. And I know it has been for me as well. And then purpose.
Yeah.
I talk about this all the time. And sometimes I think people are like, what is this guy talking about? But it is the thing that drives my life the most. It is, life is the goal. And purpose is what drives that life. And through business, I have a purpose, and through my volunteering, through my family, it's all the same guy with the same purpose, just different categories of life. And I think it's the greatest motivating factor. And for people who are missing one, there's many out there, and you can change them. It's not, I used to think purpose was at 5 years old, I would know that I wanted to be a doctor. I saw many of my friends just wake up one day with a purpose. Maybe it's from their parents. I don't know, but I wasn't that person. And a mentor of mine says, just pick something. Pick something that has meaning to you now. And it may change 100 times by the time you get to 80, but as long as you're driven by something that is meaningful to you, you'll keep going, especially through those difficult times. So self-fulfillment is the purpose for me too, as it is for you. It's who am I going to become by doing these hard things? Who am I going to be able to help by learning these skills along the way? What is my contribution going to be like? And honestly, I used to think only about money in my 20s. Once I turned 30, I feel like I became a little bit more of an adult, but money was never a good enough driving factor. I mean, I'm much more financially stable now just from thinking of a higher purpose, I would say, my capabilities and helping other people, and the money comes.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
love
yeah.
that that's your
Money
reason.
comes along the way, right?
It
Money
does.
comes along the way. It is, and it's all worth it in the end. This is what I feel. When you do what you want to do, in the end, you feel proud of yourself, and then you realize it's all worth it.
I agree. Oh man, I think you nailed it. Okay. What is one thing you wish listeners knew about tailored coverings specifically?
Now, again, I said tailored covering is a small business,
Mhm.
yes, but we are a team of strong, experienced professional, and we take care and we put in a lot of effort to take care of each project so that we can provide the best experience to our customers and clients. At Tailored Coverings, our slogan is attention to detail and excellent customer service. Attention to detail because it is a custom design idea. So at every step of the process, we take care of precision and details, starting from designing, measuring, manufacturing, fabricating, at the same and installation, right? At every step of the process, we take care of that. Customer service, we strongly understand the value of excellent customer service. And as I said, we make sure that we engage with our customers, we listen to them, we understand their needs, whether it is budget or aesthetics or functional, any needs, we want to make sure that we hear, we listen to them, and then we provide solution to them, and then we follow up with them. If there is any issues, we want to make sure that we resolve the issues in a prompt manner. So that's what I want my listeners to know about that these are our values at Tailored Coverings, and we assure our clients that we do take care of them with love and care.
It's a great reason to do business. I look at businesses as I love business so much because I think at the core of entrepreneurship, you are trying to answer a problem that somebody has. Even if there's other businesses out there, maybe we can answer it in a faster way or in a way that cares more. Point is businesses is out there to help other people. And your whole slogan is bolds it and underlines it that your purpose to this business is to increase the quality of other people's lives, which I can't think of a better way to do business. And the fact that two questions, you answered them basically the same, that really reinforces the point that this is what you guys do. And I really hope people hear that. A question that I don't put on the questionnaire, my little secret question, because I live through philosophy, and philosophy opens up my mind and gets me to think a little bit deeper rather than on the surface level. What am I really doing here? What does it mean to be a human? Is it just money for me? Is it just friends? Or is it more than that? I like to think a little bit more than that. So my mentors really encouraged me, really when I started to get in those conversations with them, think about the impact you've had up to this point. Think about the impact you're trying to leave today, or are you even thinking about an impact? And what would you like your impact to be going forward if you had full control over it? Simply putting, I'm here. What is my result on this world? Is it a net negative? Is it a net positive? And am I making any difference? And that has been unbelievably fruitful for me to think that way. And I've learned so much from guests just like yourself and many other people asking that question. So I like to ask you, Masooma, what would you like your impact to be? It could be family, it could be business, it could be the whole world. What's the
Absolutely.
point to all this for you?
Absolutely. For sure. As I mentioned, right, I'm a family oriented person, right? My first priority in my life, and it will remain be my first priority, to raise a good family, to teach them good values, so that when they go out in the society, they are good people. That is
Mhm.
very important, right? And which I feel is a contribution as parents or as guardians. It's not it is not just a contribution; it's a responsibility, right? And I truly believe into that. Another thing is, which is very important to me, is um, giving back to the community, to the local community as well as community as a whole, talking about in the country, in the city that you're living, in the neighborhood that you're living, as a whole. So, and you can make an impact only if you have something to give, right? It is like if you're well fed, only then you can think of, providing for others. So yeah, I mean, giving back to the community, I believe into that.
I love it. I mean, you and I align in that way. And I love the example you gave. If you're well fed, you can think about feeding others, like get your garden in shape first and then plant more for others, or that metaphor from the airplane, you put your oxygen mask on first to help somebody else. I think it's, for me anyways, the way to living a good life is to take care of yourself and then to even help yourself more by helping other people, because you have the space to do it, and helping other people feels great. And I love that you said it's a responsibility to be a good guardian, a good parent, because just being a good parent, extremely difficult, I imagine. I don't think of any higher position for a human than to be a father or a mother, have to take care and raise another human and put them out in the world. It is a miracle to me that we can do that. But that ripples out to every person that you touch or your kids touch, which could be thousands throughout their lifetime. So just being a good parent alone, there's no wonder it's so hard, because it can have such a phenomenal impact. And then you decided to take on business as well. Those two things line up with me very well. And I think you have a great philosophy about it.
About that.
I love what you're doing, Masooma. How can people find out about your business? What area do you serve? Contact details, anything like that?
People can find out at different ways. They can reach us directly at 416-931-5105. They can email us at info@tailoredcoverings.com. We have a beautiful website, www.tailoredcoverings.com. They can also find us at Instagram, Tailored Coverings, Facebook, same ID. They can check out our portfolios and projects on our website as well as on our Instagram. They can also read our clients' testimonials on our website and Google search as well. So we really look forward, and I really want to give this message to my listeners to do give us a chance, do contact us, right? And we want to assure you that you will be in right hands, and we will take good care of your project. And we definitely look forward to work with you.
Wonderful. Masooma, it was a pleasure having you on the show today. I'm glad we got to go into a deep dive, not just business, but kind of life philosophy. That is my wheelhouse. I love being in that space. As I said, I think humans are very interesting, and I love why you do what you do, which to me is the most important thing, is our intention behind our actions. It was just a pleasure having you on the show. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Jeff. It was lovely talking to you. Again, thanks a lot for having me to the show.
Absolutely.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast Midhurst. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnpmidhurst.com. That's gnpmidhurst.com, or call 705-413-3775.